I'm Maurits Acosta, founder and chairman of the board of directors of Virtutem Populo Incorporated, and this is where civic ideas come to life. Let's do it. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of the Civic Action Podcast. My name is Maurits Acosta, founder and chairman of the board of Virtutem Populo, and we're very excited to kick off this transition, which will be taking place in the VP team, where we're transitioning it on to the next generation of Virtutem Populo, of amazing leaders that are going to be continuing the work while I leave Miami to attend college. And so to start that transition, we're filming this episode with the next executive director of Virtutem Populo, Mr. Clint Joan Jr. Clint.
Thank you for having me. So pleasured to be here on the first episode of Season 3 of the Civic Action Podcast. I'm so honored to take on the mantle. What you've established here is something great. It's something that takes dedication. It's something that requires someone that doesn't just talk, but someone that does, right? And he did say he's going to college, but that college will be Harvard. And as he takes off to Harvard, I am ready. I'm suited up to lead this organization. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Clint. I mean, let's talk a little bit about what is next for Virtutem Populo. I mean, obviously, we're committed to continuing the events that we're already doing, right? That's our Civics Bowl, our Civic Excellence Gala, our Constitution Day Quest,
Youth Governance Day.
Youth Governance Day, even our Youth Empowerment Program.
Our new Next Gen Civic Academy. We have over 27 countries represented.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the new initiatives we launched just a few weeks ago. We had over 200 applications from 27 countries all over the world, from anything from
Uzbekistan, Gaza,
India, students from Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
We had students from the United Kingdom, from Canada, from the United States, from Nigeria, from Afghanistan. I mean, what a global impact, all under the leadership of our very own Mateo.
Mateo, shout out to you.
Shout out to Mateo, who's doing a great job taking on that program. So I guess I wanted to talk to you about not only how are we going to continue hosting our events and expanding them, but what are some new things we're working on that are going to be coming up? I mean, I know we have the Civic Academy. I know we have some other projects that are in the works. So tell us kind of your vision for the next 4 years of Virtutem Populo.
So as we talk about building from the ground up, we talk about the framework that has been laid. Because in order to build on a foundation, you have to know what that foundation is and what that foundation can hold, right? And so we talk about a foundation of advocacy, programming, and education, all with the primary goal to be that nexus between students and government, to be that nexus between students and civics education. So we talk about students not only getting that hands-on experience through programs like our Youth Governance Day. We even are doing research into a project that is would allow us to students to serve as moderators for debate for local elections by the students, for the students. And so we are also expanding our Florida Student School Board Member Initiative. We're launching that early September with more outreach, right? And so we are advocating for all school boards across all 67 counties to have a school board member on the school board. And that is so imperative that we have student representation across all sectors of government, because if students are the heart of our schools, they deserve to be represented. So we have those programs, much more coming. Much members have came to me. I love this team right now. They're coming to me and they're saying, oh, I'd like to do this project. I said, okay, do the research. Let's do it, right? So we have bigger and greater things coming to Virtutem Populo, all with the base work and all with the foundation that has already been laid.
Absolutely. And I want to touch on something you mentioned, because you said when people on our team come to us, we tell them, just do it. Do the research, do the work, just do it. And we're talking about students your age, oftentimes older than you, right? We're talking about high schoolers, even some middle schoolers. And I think there's something to be said about the fact that we at Virtutem Populo let people take the lead with things in a way that I don't think any student-led organization is doing right now. Because when we say we are by students, for students, that is 100% true. I think a lot of amazing organizations that are student-led, but at the end of the day, they have some type of adult that's overseeing them, that's moderating them. We don't have that.
Absolutely.
It's us. The buck stops with us, right? So for us to be able to kind of let students take the lead, I think is extremely, extremely powerful. Even brand new people on the team that are now managing multi-$1,000 project,
Right.
I think is amazing. And I think it's truly what the Virtutem Populo phenomenon is, of letting students take charge, of letting students be the ones that go out there into the community, do the work, manage the budgets, raise the money. And I think we've had a lot of success in that. I mean, over the last 3 years, we've continued to expand our fundraising so that we could reach more lives. And we're coming up on now 3 years of impact with almost 4,000 students reached and over $100,000 raised. So I think that truly speaks to the work we're doing. I think the community sees that there's a value of having students lead civic engagement work, but also a value to try to connect students with local government, which is really the bread and butter of democracy. So yeah, just super, super excited about the programs coming up. And you touched on the Florida Student School Board Member Initiative, which is something that you guys may know we've been working on for a long time now.
Yeah.
But we're finally restructured and ready to hit the ground running. And I just want to shout out some of our amazing, sponsors that have supported that effort, particularly Aetna Better Health of Florida, which, yeah, I mean, they've really come through for us on that. And when we talk about our sponsors as well, that's something I wanted to highlight just at this year's gala. The overwhelming amount of support that came through from the community for our gala. I mean, I know you took the lead on that project. Talk to the viewers a little bit about what that kind of looked like. How many sponsors did we get? Who supported us? How many students attended? What was the gala? And just talk about the impact that had.
We had over 27 sponsors. We raised over $25,000. I won't mention all of the sponsors because I don't want to get in trouble for any of those watching for overlooking anyone. But I will mention our title sponsor, EdFed, who, when Maurits had a vision 3 years ago, they stepped in. They sponsored their first event, our Civic Knowledge Bowl, and since then they've sponsored our Civic Excellence Gala. Our Civic Excellence Gala had over 200 attendees. It was a 2-hour program with captivating performances. It was where we honored some awesome student change makers. It was where we brought in a new team of leaders. And since then, that new team of leaders, we've established such a great culture here at Virtutem Populo. And that culture is all thanks to you, because what you've established in the past is flowing over to the future, right? We have a team where people just want to do. We don't have to tell them to do. They do, right? They come to us and they do, right? We have an event in February. The logistical plan is already done. We have planning mostly already done. And the philosophy for this year at our team is lock in. It's a term that is used so widely today in today's society among the Gen Z generation, and maybe a few millennials out there. Maybe you want to pick up that term in your vocabulary. Lock in, right? And so our team is really locked in. Our team is locked in, and we have a philosophy here. Micromanage your leaders so your leaders don't have to micromanage you. And every day I'm getting 50,000 tests. Clint, can I send out this email? Clint, can I do this? I'm just like, do it, right? Do it. I'm not even having to give you directives because you're directing yourself. So we have a machine that's running here on its own, and it's running internally. And I'm sure that we've already impacted 4,000 students, that way more students are going to be impacted throughout the next 4 years.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And when we're coming up now in September, our 4th annual Constitution Day event. It's crazy to think that we're already on our 4th, and that by the time that you're graduating high school and I'll be graduating college, we're going to be at like number 8 of everything, right? Which is surreal. But we gotta keep the work going. We got to keep, and our 5-year anniversary is coming up in 2027. Which is just, in 2 years from now. So that's honestly super exciting. And we want to have a plan to celebrate that. So if any of our viewers are watching, do you have an idea of how we can celebrate 5 years of impact with VP? Please reach out. We're definitely going to have to do something big.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to go on a yacht. I don't know what we're going to do, but it got to be big.
Absolutely. So Clint, talk to me a little bit about you, right? You're starting high school now. How are you feeling about that?
So I am an incoming freshman at Miami Norland Senior High School. Summer flew by a little bit too fast, but I'm excited for what high school has to hold, both in the academic sector, but also in the extracurricular sector. School is one of the things I found out that I had a passion for, that I liked in 4th grade. And although it does have its challenges, school can be something that is truly enriching, right?
Yep.
So I'm excited for this journey. I'm especially excited for us. As soon as school starts, we have our first Constitution Day in September. I'm super excited for us to give students the exposure we once had.
Yep.
Give students the inspiration we once got.
Yep.
Let students know that they can do it,
Yep.
that they have the potential to do it, and that they don't have to wait for someone to give them a seat at the table, but that they can build their table bit by bit, every piece of wood, every screw, and that they can build their chair, and that they can invite others to that chair so that they can pass that on. So I'm super excited for this school year, both in the academic sector and the extracurricular sector.
Oh, absolutely. And now, obviously everybody that starts a new chapter in their life, whether that's middle school or high school or college, it's a time of a lot of change, of a lot of new ideas, of a lot of, personal adjustment. But even despite all of that, you agreed to take on the charge for Virtutem Populo. Why? Why did you say yes?
I saw a quote yesterday while we were serving lunch and volunteering at an event. And it said, nothing is impossible. Even the word itself says, I'm possible. I stole that quote, Chapman Partnership. And so, listen, man, if you need to do something, if there's a need for something, if you have a passion for something, if someone else needs something, and if it will be beneficial, not just to you, but more importantly, to the community, more importantly, to those who you love. And if it will make them proud, you ought to do it. I don't care if you have 50,000 things on your to-do list. I don't care how much things you're going through. You ought to take up a challenge if it's going to benefit others, right? And if there's a need for it. And I felt like this challenge, no matter what is going on, no matter what change is occurring, this is something that has been built from the ground up. This is something that took much dedication, and for you and the team and the board to recommend me for this position, and for me to say no, that would be a sure disgrace, because our nonprofit organization is impactful to so many students, and they deserve somebody strong to keep it going.
Yep, I absolutely agree, and I couldn't be more thankful that you did accept. There's no one else I would rather take on the mantle and continue the VP legacy, right? Because at this point, it's a legacy that the organization has created behind. It's a need that we filled in the community. That if we stop doing that, the need becomes seen again. And I think a testament to that is the teachers that reach out to us every single month. Hey, when is your next Civics Bowl? When is your next event? When is your next gala? Because my students are asking me that they want to go, and I want to take them because it really supplements what we're teaching in school. And I think that's extremely powerful. But not only that, but the amount of students that reached out to us directly.
Absolutely.
How do I get more involved?
So, in our midst today, in our podcast studio, we do have our director of outreach, Sophia. And so Sophia handles our volunteers. Every week we get about, I don't know, our volunteer database is like 400 people at this point. Every week we get more and more and more volunteer signups, right? Every week we get emails from students who want to be part of our youth empowerment program, who you'll see later in the season on our podcast, who are reaching out to us. Hey, I have this passion. I want to do this. Something has affected my life. I want to be the change to make sure that no one else experienced this, and to make sure that the future is accounted for, to make sure that the future is brighter, right? And so we're giving them microgrants, and they're making change, and we are that avenue. We are that bridge. We are that bridge. We are that nexus for change. And so we're doing awesome work. And you talk about the impact. The impact is visible.
Absolutely.
And impact is felt.
Absolutely. And a lot of these students that you mentioned, they reach out to the organization, they reach out to me. They want to know, what advice do you have for someone who wants to make an impact, who has a big dream of starting a business, of starting an organization? So I wanted to touch on that and tell the viewers what I tell these students when they reach out to me. And I was giving a lecture the other day for our Civic Academy, and a student from Nigeria, asked me, well, I'm stuck. What is the biggest mistake students make? What is the biggest challenge students have? And I say, it's something called analysis paralysis. It's this state of overthinking, of spending months planning something to be perfect, and then not executing it. And I see a lot of students who want to start their own projects, and they spend 7 months making an Instagram page, making a logo, 8 months, coming up with an idea, and they're a year in and there's no fruit of their labor. So to those students, this is what I say. You need to start knocking on doors. Every single door. And if that door doesn't open, you go kick down a bigger door. Because it's just a matter of getting started. And once you start, other opportunities will start coming up naturally. And that's what happened with us. We started humble, just hosting a monthly workshop on Zoom for students in the area. And eventually we hosted our Constitution Day event. And then it just started growing. And we did our Civics Bowl. And then the people loved it. And we went bigger. And we did our gala. And we did our charity basketball games.
Yeah.
We even did a daddy-daughter dance. You know, we've done everything. But it's just a matter of going out there, getting started, and not waiting for permission to lead. You don't need to wait for permission to pick up a microphone. You need to go and get it. And when you do that, I promise you that the impact that Generation Z is having on Miami-Dade County, on the state of Florida, on the country, and on the world is noticeable. And it will continue to be noticeable as long as students step up and become the civic agents of change and leaders of change that our country and world need and deserve. It's scary what we're seeing out there.
Yeah.
We're seeing wars play out all across the world. We're seeing political polarization at a level which many historians say our country has not been so divided since the Civil War. That's where we're at right now. Our country has not been so divided in years. We're seeing the political parties become further and further and further and further from the center. And we're seeing people become more and more aggressive. I mean, I'm shocked. When you look at presidential debates in the last 10 years, and you look at a presidential debate from 40 years ago, it's a big
difference.
It's a different country.
Big difference. It's a reality show.
It's incredible. I mean, I look at presidential debates from 40 years ago, and yeah, every once in a while you'll see a candidate take a little jab at someone, but
it's a reality show.
Like it's pretty normal.
Listen, my friends tell me to watch Baddies West to go do some reality stuff. I haven't watched it yet because the presidential debate is my reality. Listen.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's crazy what we're seeing out there. And so I think it's up to our generation to change that. We need to bring people together, not divide them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's divided we fall and united we stand. That's it right there. And it's up to our generation that has to change that mentality and unite America, especially now that we're celebrating in 2026 250 years of our great country, which, by the way, Clint, I think VP needs to do something.
That's in the same year as our 5-year anniversary.
It's not. 5 years in 2027.
Oh.
But let's do something for 250, to celebrate the United States, to celebrate this great country, and to show our students that they can't give up on our country. They need to keep on pushing, and they need to have hard conversations, but they need to disagree better. They need to disagree better. Disagreement is a fundamental principle of American democracy and of American society, but only if you do it properly.
Right.
And that's the mentality that we need to instill in our young leaders. And we hope that through our programs, the students get the civic skills, the civic literacy, the media literacy, and the advocacy skills necessary for them to make a change in the community while still respecting the fundamental principles that make American democracy so unique and that allow our civilization to continue to succeed, to continue to thrive. And that's what I think is really important. I don't know if you would agree.
And you said something earlier. United we fall, united we stand, divided we fall.
Yep.
We've fallen. Our country has fallen. Our world has fallen. Our globe has fallen. And it's up to the next generation to take a stand. Stand up. Rise out of that fallen state and make some change. You should go to Maurits' Instagram page. Go to the bio. He did a TED Talk at St. Thomas University. I watched that TED Talk. First month with it coming into Virtutem Populo. He said something that I'll reiterate today, because if he's not going to say it, I'll say it. If not now, then when? If not me, then who?
Yep.
I just pause to let that sink in. It's time for us to make a change. We're not waiting. Listen, if something is on your heart, delayed disobedience is still disobedience. You can't keep disobeying what needs to be done. What needs to be done by you and for others. So Yeah, students who are waiting, students who have not even started, start now. Start now. I mean, don't pause our podcast because we'd like you to view the rest, but
But after watching the podcast
yes,
episode, then start.
please.
And more importantly, reach out to us. We want to be a resource to you. We have so many amazing team members, including Sophia, like Clint mentioned, whose job is to connect you guys with us and for us to help you start your own project, for us to guide you, for us to be mentors to you. We have a wealth of resources and a bank of network, of community connections that we can connect you with. And we love to be part of your service journey and of your advocacy journey. So please, www.virtutempopulo.org. Visit our website, sign up, send us an email. We want you to be part of the Virtutem Populo story. Virtutem Populo, that means power to the people in Latin. That's what we're all about. And we truly are bringing power to the people. So Clint, season 3, Civic Action Podcast. I mean, it's going to be good. We're going to be a lot more consistent. Thanks to our amazing folks at CoSpace and our amazing new, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, this is not our typical studio, right? I know we've been disconnected for a few months. We had some issues with our studio. We found an amazing spot. We have some amazing team members and production crew that's making this possible. So Clint, when I'm away, promise me, we're going to keep the podcast consistent.
I promise.
Okay, good. So stay tuned to these episodes. We're going to try to bring in some big guests. As you guys know, our previous guests have included school board members, the superintendent of Miami-Dade County Public Schools, the president of Miami-Dade College North Campus. We're going to continue bringing those high-quality guests to you all so you can continue to learn from them and learn from their stories. At one point, we even had the youngest elected official in Miami-Dade County, former council member from the city of Hialeah. So we're going to keep it going, Clint. Bring on some good guests. Let's give the people what they want, and let's remind students that they, too, have the ability to change the world.
Well, he said something. You may not always hear what you want to hear. Remember, disagreement is important. So we're going to have those hard conversations. Because when we talk about uniting, when we talk about disagreeing for a better purpose, for a better cause, it's important that we foster those conversations, that we have those conversations to inspire the world. So come on, get a different view. Here's some things you didn't know before. Let's make season 3 its strongest. Share this with a friend. Share this with a family member. Share this with somebody who needs to know what is being said.
Absolutely. This has been the Civic Action Podcast, the voice of the next generation. I'm Maurits Acosta.
I'm Clint Joan.
And thanks for watching. This is me signing out for now, but Clint will keep it going for the years to come. And I'll see you guys at our events this upcoming year. Please make sure you're there. Thanks for watching.